Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome to Sunrise Small Talk episode number 92. We have a big one coming up. I need to plan something good for that. Episode 92 and 93 are going to talk about trusts and three things trusts do and three things trusts do not do. Three common misconceptions. So today we're going to talk about three things that trusts do. Here we go. The number one thing that a trust will do is avoid probate. Why is that important? Well, if you have gone through probate for mom, dad, maybe your brother, sister, a cousin, you realize a couple things. Number one, it takes forever. Probate doesn't get settled overnight. Whereas with trust planning, if everything is in the trust, it really does pretty much get settled overnight. It's take a week or two, I guess, with all the documents and filing, but probate does not happen quickly. Another thing with probate is it's typically going to cost about 8%, 6 to 8% of the size of the estate. So throw in some houses, cars, vacation rental, assets, investment assets, things like that. Tack on an 8% bill, that obviously adds up pretty quickly. The second thing that a trust will accomplish is that it's private. Wow, that says private. The settlement of an estate when the assets are inside of a trust is private. The settlement of an estate when the assets are not inside of a trust, thus will-based estate planning, is not private. Why is that a problem? Because if something is not private and someone says, you know what, I had a relationship with that person who is deceased, who has passed away, and I think that I am deserving of some of that money. They can look it up in the court records and find out the size of the estate, the assets inside of the estate, and they can challenge the estate. They can challenge the will. And the number of successful challenges is actually surprisingly high. I don't know exactly what it is, but I want to say it's something like 70% of wills that are challenged in court, the person who challenged the will ends up winning. So having everything inside of a trust keeps it private. Those individuals out there, those long lost cousins that think they have a right and estate to the estate, they don't even know what's inside the estate, and thus they are not going to know what they're even challenging. The third thing that a trust is going to do, which piggybacks off of number two, is it is going to guarantee your wishes are executed. Let's say that long lost cousin who is going to try to challenge the estate and say they have a stake in the estate. Let's say they come forth, go to the judge. Well, number one, your estate is private, so they don't even know what's out there. They don't even know what they're challenging. And number two, they aren't going to win. If it's written in the trust, it doesn't matter. Even if they're right, even if it's a spouse, I mean, that's obviously a very unfortunate case, but if someone were to put in the trust that all their assets and all their items were going to go to a non-spouse and the spouse challenged that, you can't challenge it. So it guarantees that your wishes are executed. Now, those are kind of some negative examples, but some positive examples of your wishes being executed are the obvious. If you have kids, grandkids, and you want a certain amount of money to go to them when they get married or buy their first home or graduate or get a PhD or something like that, or the money doesn't all get blown and it's set aside and they get dividends and interest paid out to them every year, or they get money out of the trust for things like health, education, maintenance, and support, you can guarantee that that happens. Where with will-based planning or no estate planning at all, they're going to get the assets and they can do whatever they want, whenever they want, as they so choose. So those are three things that a trust will do for you, and next week we'll talk about three things that a trust will not do for you, common misconceptions. Have a great weekend. Take care.